One of the things that I've been doing, in addition to all of the work here in New Orleans, is representing New Orleans at the table and bringing the name and the brand of New Orleans to the highest levels in our federal government. Through my service now in the third term of the United States Travel and Tourism Advisory Board, advising the Secretary of Commerce and the President of the United States on national travel policy, and also on the Board of Directors and Executive Committee of U.S. Travel. We've had a lot of challenges and some amazing successes. The most important travel legislation in 50 years was passed through our efforts here about 18 months ago, creating the Travel Promotion Act, and then creating the company, the Corporation for Travel Promotion, that is morphed into Brand USA, which will play a dramatic role in increasing international travel inbound to the United States. One of the things that's very important, though, for us in these efforts has been to change the way that we go about doing business. Frankly, having the ear of the Secretary of Commerce multiple times a year and that of the President's top advisors has allowed us to accomplish a lot, and for the first time in history, this spring, the President announced an actual national travel and tourism policy. This was something that a number of us worked on very, very hard. To have a President recognize the importance of travel as an industry, remember, it's a $750 billion industry. 14 million Americans work in our industry directly. We're bigger than the entire American automotive industry and all of its suppliers rolled together. So one of the strategies that we've had is to look at how do we impact travel domestically, internationally. And one of the things we've focused on so much is how do we make it easier to come into the United States? At these meetings we have with the Secretary of Commerce every 2 to 3 months, we also sit down with the Assistant Secretary for Homeland Security, Assistant Secretary for State, Assistant Secretary for Transportation. Much of travel and tourism is really interdisciplinary on the federal level, and it requires a lot of effort and a lot of moving parts to get it to work. So one of the things that we've really focused on very hard is in the visa issues. Visa issues are one of our most problematic areas, and I think all of you know the visa waiver countries are our highest inbound traveler numbers, right? Makes sense. It's easier to get here. They have the least hassle to go through as they enter the United States. Well, we've got to reach out and expand that list. So one of our key elements, this year we proposed Taiwan. We're going to be bringing a number of other countries. We hope Brazil, we hope India, and many others to the table as a part of the visa waiver program in the next couple of years. Particularly China, Brazil, and India have a dramatic impact with burgeoning middle-class travelers and business travelers, and we need to have them in this country because we've certainly lost market share in the last 10 years. Among the things we're trying to do is to create a global traveler program that will make it easier for those, especially business people and frequent travelers who are coming from those nations. It will make it so much easier for them to come in. The President has, for the first time, and not just this President, the first time any President has ever challenged his cabinet secretaries by executive order to create a national travel and tourism policy. And he put some very dramatic metrics with it. As we sat down and worked through these with both U.S. Travel and White House staff and Commerce staff and the U.S. Travel and Tourism Advisory Board, we were able to achieve a lot of very, very important goals. Take the areas of China and Brazil alone, where we've had massive visa problems. We are looking at increasing the visas from those countries by 40% this year alone. The President has charged his various departments that interact in the visa process, he's given them an amazing goal. And in fact, he's mandated that goal, that 80% of all non-immigrant visa applications will be acted upon within 3 weeks and interviewed. That's a tremendous, tremendous advantage to us increasing the number of inbound travelers. But maybe nothing, you know, is more important than getting people to come here, making it easier to come here, and making them feel welcome when they arrive. Well, we think we're finally there. After years and years of work, the Travel Promotion Act, now creating the Corporation for Travel Promotion, which has become a new company called Brand USA, is for the first time using the federal dollars that are from the ESTA fees paid for 2-year visas by those visa waiver countries. It's a 2-year entrance validity period. What this is going to do is to raise incredible amounts of money for us to have, for the first time ever, a true national marketing program. We expect in the next 18 to 24 months to have over $150 million to invest. We expect within 2 years to be at over $200 million a year. Well, Brand USA has developed a magnificent new commercial that's going to be launched shortly in Canada and in the UK, and we'll be expanding into Japan and Europe very, very soon. If you wondered if a lot of this time that I'm spending on the federal level pays off, well, I want you to take a look at this commercial and see how many identifiable places in America you actually see in the commercial that is going to have one of the largest spend in the history of the United States. Well, we're going to show you a little video about the making of the commercial and about Roseanne Cash and what we've done with the song. And then we're going to show you the actual commercial of Brand USA. And I think as New Orleanians, you are going to absolutely love it.